Hello, I'm Peter Bergman. This is my official YouTube channel. I'll be updating you with the latest news, so please subscribe to my channel.
Welcome back to our channel, everyone. Today is a beautiful day, but the drama in Genoa City is absolutely keeping me up at all hours. We have so much to unpack today, and I am so glad you are here with me to dive into the madness. Grab your coffee, settle in, and let's get right into the heart of the story. Well, whatever happens, happens, right, everyone? Are you guys seeing this absolute insanity right now? Someone check my pulse, because I am actually spiraling. I am sitting here in the dead of night. The screen is practically burning my retinas. My coffee's been cold for 3 hours, and I literally cannot close my eyes because what just dropped on our screens has entirely shattered my sanity. I am fully prepared to be canceled for this, but I literally have to say it. This show just delivered the most unhinged, visceral, and traumatizing masterpiece of the decade, and I am vibrating with pure, unadulterated hype and absolute horror. We are watching legacy characters be completely dismantled in real time, and I am screaming at my monitor like a lunatic. Basically, we need to talk about Nick Newman and his catastrophic descent into the darkest abyss imaginable. Look, we all knew Nick was struggling, but this fentanyl addiction storyline has mutated into a full-blown horror movie, no cap. He is entirely lost in the sauce, gaslighting Victoria about his sobriety, lying to a highly skeptical Adam, and desperately trying to hold himself together. He bought more drugs just to keep himself sharp for this bizarre Matt Clark mission, but the drugs are completely rotting his brain. He is delusional, defensive, and operating on a frequency of pure paranoia. The man who used to be the protective golden boy of the Newman family is now a walking, ticking time bomb. And tonight, that bomb detonated in the most catastrophic way possible. Seriously, the collision course between Nick's fentanyl-fueled psychosis and Patty Williams is the kind of storytelling that makes me want to rip my hair out in the best way possible. We know Patty has been operating as this chaotic guardian angel for the amnesiac Matt Clark, swooping in to rescue him from his enemies. She is a massive wild card, a deeply traumatized woman who just magically resurfaced to insert herself into this lethal conspiracy. But Nick, completely out of his mind on fentanyl and obsessing over securing Matt Clark for whatever twisted endgame he thinks he is playing, cross paths with her. And guys, it was a bloodbath. Anyway, let's talk about the exact moment it all went straight to hell. The confrontation between Nick and Patty was terrifying. Nick was not Nick in that moment. He was a hollowed out shell driven by chemical dependency and sheer panic. When he attacked Patty, the violence was so raw and unpolished that I literally had to pause the episode and just stare at the wall. He beat her. Nick Newman, the man who has spent his entire life playing the moral compass, brutally injured Patty Williams. The visual of Patty, vulnerable and chaotic, being struck down by a man who is completely detached from reality, is something that is going to haunt this fandom forever, period. I literally cannot even process. Wait, my brain is completely failing to load this reality right now. I am staring at the screen and I am just frozen because the sheer magnitude of the tragedy is too much. It is total emotional paralysis. How did we get here? How did the writers take us to a place where Nick Newman is a violent addict destroying a fragile woman? It is brilliant, but it hurts so much. Look, just when I thought my heart could not take any more damage, Jack Abbott walked into the frame. Deadass. I stopped breathing. Jack Abbott witnessing Nick Newman brutally injuring Patty is a cinematic masterpiece of trauma. Jack's history with Patty is so legendary, so fraught with pain, guilt, and complicated love. Seeing her broken on the ground and realizing that Nick, the son of his eternal rival, Victor Newman, was the one who did it, Jack's reaction was everything. He did not just get mad, he completely lost his mind. The hospital scenes that followed were absolute piping hot agony. Jack Abbott, Fat Dean Vigalthat, he literally went electric, screaming at the top of his lungs as the paramedics rushed Patty into the emergency room. The sheer volume of Jack's grief echoing off those sterile hospital tiles was deafening. He was pacing, tearing at his hair, and roaring with a kind of primal devastation that we have not seen from Jack in years. You could see every ounce of his history with Patty flashing before his eyes. He was watching a woman he has known, loved, and pitied for decades, clinging to life because of a Newman's drug-induced rage. And I am here for it. Give Peter Bergman his Emmy right now. Sorry, I'm getting a bit off track. I am just so overwhelmed by Jack's performance that I am losing my train of thought. Okay, anyway, let's get back to the point. We have to look at the massive apocalyptic fallout that is about to hit Genoa City. Victoria already caught Nick using the fentanyl on May 20. She cornered him. She knows he is lying, and she is already pushing Victor and Nikki to set aside their marital warfare for a massive family intervention on May 22. But now that Nick has brutally assaulted Patty Williams and sent her to the ER while Jack Abbott watched, that intervention is not going to be a tough love family meeting. It is going to be a crime scene cleanup. Wait, is it just me, or is Victor Newman going to absolutely lose his mind when he finds out what his son has done to an Abbott-adjacent legacy character? The Newmans are going to have to go to war to keep Nick out of prison, let alone get him into that 24/7 inpatient rehab facility Nikki is demanding. And Jack is going to demand blood. He is not going to let this slide. He is going to weaponize every ounce of his power to destroy Nick for what he did to Patty. The battle lines are drawn, and it is going to be a massacre. Look, I know I am rambling, but you have to understand the gravity of this drop. This is why we watch this show. We endure the slow burns and the corporate boardroom snooze fests for moments like this, moments where the raw, visceral humanity of these characters just explodes all over the screen. Nick is a monster right now, Patty is a tragic victim, and Jack is the screaming, vengeful angel of death. I am low-key terrified for what comes next, but I am also so profoundly invested that I will literally combust if I do not find out what happens tomorrow. I need to sleep, but my adrenaline is redlining. This show is absolutely legendary right now, and if you are not watching, you are dead-ass missing out on television history.
Thank you for watching my video. I will be updating regularly with the latest news, so please remember to subscribe to my channel to support me.